Oh,
we were. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We've had camera issues, we've had dog issues, we've had lots of issues this morning, this evening for you guys, but we're here.
hello.
So today we have Jenn from JennFiddlyBits, and Jenn is going to talk us through and show us how to use up all those pesky misprints that we all have, except me because I threw all my misprints out. So I've got misdyed papers, okay? Hi, Kerry. Hi, Chiquita. Hi, Barb. Thanks for the finger. Hi, Erin, you little legend you. She was in early.
Hey, Sarah, Leah, Carrie.
Who else we got?
Chiquita.
Hi, Leah. Hi, Sarah. All right, so I am going to, first of all, welcome everybody in. I have had the most horrific 2 days of technical issues between my computer and my printer. The printer's shut itself, so all the new prints from the new kits I've got ready to upload this week, I haven't been able to print because my printer said, no way, Jose, I'm not doing it, no way. So we're just going to go with the flow and not stress. Okay. Hi, Sherry. Welcome in.
It's supposed to be fun, right?
That's it. It's all fun. We don't care about these horrible technical issues unless the internet goes down again. Then we're pretty screwed, but that's okay. All right. So I'm going to put
it we know what will happen.
On to Jenn. And Jenn's going to show us her fabulousness.
So I
did, Erin.
Some prints from the kits that I print that I didn't deem good enough to sell. Oh, this one you can actually see it. I had a line coming down the edge of it. So I did not feel like I could sell that for full price. So now I have a stack of prints that
you
I
have
just
the coolest rejects, I tell you.
Yeah. It's like it's a stack like an 1.25 inches thick. So I just, I need to do something with them, and I could put them into packs and sell them as seconds, but why not in the process also make something? So I have a couple of examples here. A really simple version, although it's easier with a, what do you call that? A scoreboard. Yeah, easier with a scoreboard. But you can do it without, as shown here. This isn't super exact. I have just made 6 folds in this paper. You can't quite see exactly where, but they're all at the same measurement. So this is approximately 1.25 inches. And so I folded it in here at 1.25 inches and here at 1.25 inches. Oh, my camera's doing that stupid thing again. There it goes. And then in from each edge at 1.25 inches. And then the trick to getting the middle is to fold it so that you're 1.25 inches away from the edge on one edge. And then when you do the other side, you're 1.25 inches away from the edge on the other. That's kind of the cheaty way to do it. And then you have all 6 folds. And then all I did was I cut in 4 places on each of the long edges to make a box. So this will make a little together. Hey, Patty.
Hi, Patty. Oh, I broke my chair.
So when I'm done with that, I will work on decorating it in such a way that we can use up some torn. I'm going to have some torn stuff. Hey, oh no, I tore it. Just figured I'd get that out of the way. So I'm just going to glue this together into a box. It's basically, we'll have a hinged lid and then a box shape on the bottom here. So that's all I'm going to do for this particular box.
Beautiful.
I have no idea which of these glues is going to work best, so I'm just going to go with it. And I think what I'm going to do for the bottom edge, for the bottom of the box, is I'm going to choose the the one where it's a little bit shorter so that the longer piece comes almost all the way to the bottom. So because I ended up with a little bit of different measurements. So if I put this one on the outside, it ends up being able to see more of the edge.
I can't believe the lack of professionalism here. No measuring. I'm shocked.
That's right. No measuring. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to keep these longer edges of the ends, not the front edge, but the longer edges of the ends. I'm going to put the little flaps on the inside so I don't really have to look at them. And I mean, this glue should hold this paper just fine. But I'm a finger swiper. I get my hands dirty. I'm okay with that. If you don't like to get your hands dirty, you can use your little spreader or brush or whatever it is that you like. The reason I put this on and then I let it sit for a second is that it's more tacky. So Correct. That when I go to glue it, it holds more securely. Now, I don't really care if the edge is meeting the paper down in here. I don't know if you can see that. That's not really what I care about. What I care about is this joint. I want to see this as, you know, fairly like 90 degrees even. And then I'll do that on this side where I might shift it around a tiny bit. But again, no measuring, so it's not going to be perfect and it won't really matter with this process.
Also, you're letting your glue go tacky. It stops the warping as well.
Oh, yes, that's helpful too. Although I let this one go a little bit too tacky, so it's not wanting to stick. And this is also printed on photo matte paper, so sometimes the printed side doesn't like to hang on to the glue right at first, so you just kind of fiddle with it a little bit. It should be okay. All right, so that's the front edge. And I could have lined this or coffee dyed the back side to get a really interesting inside, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. And then, oh, look, see, I've got a tear on the edge of that, which will be visible, but we will mess with that in a bit. So then I'm going to fold in these two little center flaps. And I can do another one of these if from scratch if people want to see exactly how I got there. But I just figured I'd start with this so that you can kind of see the construction.
Put it in the comments if you want to see it. Make it from scratch.
And I'm not too worried about the little tiny bit of glue I got on there. Just rub it off. And here. All right, so those two are going to go also on the inside. And again, I'm paying more attention to this corner here on the outside than I am on the inside. And I think I let my glue dry too much. So we shall see. So I'm pinching that. I'm holding that right now. I'm not really doing anything else.
Keeping it real, keeping it real.
Yep. And in order to make this a little bit more friendly, I'm just going to bend the top backwards so that you can see inside. Sarah's like a ninja.
Like a ninja with a lid.
So for the lid, I'm going to do basically the same thing. I'm going to take the tiny flaps and put them on the inside so that I have sort of a clean edge all the way around the box. And I'm just checking to see that it's
myself a little short fat ninja with a limp. That's me.
You store throwing stars in your cane.
Walking into a spider web in the garden. Instant ninja.
Instant wall walking. Okay, that's a little bit. So you can see it's pretty tacky. And then just paying attention to this corner and this corner. Now, I will show you one thing. Because I was not exact on my 1.25" measurement, I have these high sides that don't really match, but that's easily solvable. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. But once you get it together, I do not like how this one worked, so I'm going to peel it apart.
Technical stuff, Jen. What weight paper is this you're using?
This happens to be a 48 pound, so it's a little bit heavier than, it's like a heavyweight paper or very lightweight cardstock. I'm just readjusting this corner a little bit to give it some space. It should fit okay. That's what I want it to do. So that is your basic box. And so this lack of measuring here, I'm just going to take that with my scissors, and I could use a knife and a ruler and make it all pretty, but I'm just going to follow the edge of the little inside flap and do as clean of a cut as I can by hand, and then do that on the other side as well. Although I think I want to come from the side. No, I don't want to come from this side. Sorry if I'm moving too fast. Okay, just sticking my face down near this so I can actually see what I'm doing. Promise I won't stick my head in the camera.
If you're moving too fast, people can always come back and watch the replay. Hint, hint. Leave a comment. Thumbs up.
So that is the basic structure. And because I used a piece of quote unquote failed print, I have a really pretty box to work with as my base.
Awesome.
So what do you do with, because this is photo matte paper and it's got a matte finish, what do you do with the cracked bits? You could leave them. I mean, if you like that distressed look with the white underneath, you could leave them. Or you can take your inker and you can darken them to, oh, I think my ink is dry there, but you can darken them up, or you can take a matching color and make a dark edge on it. So we'll just do that for this one, to kind of throw that back in the background a little bit, so you can see the blue if my camera will stop being weird. Or you can leave that. But one of the things I like to do is I like to accentuate some of those with I'm just going to use my dip pen because it's easier, with an obvious color or accent, or, so like this gold goes really good against the blue. And while it takes a little bit longer to dry, what I end up with is a really pretty border.
That's very pretty.
And so it hides all those blemishes from doing the cracking the photo print.
Nice. I do love some turquoise and gold.
Right? Blue and gold, they just a match made in heaven. So, and then I can continue going around the whole box to get that finished, what do you call that? Sort of like a border. I'm going to just close this up so I don't.
It's good, isn't it, Barb? I like seeing it too. You can have 100 ideas of your own in your head, but there's always someone else there with another idea.
And, that's kind of where all the ideas come from, right? We jump off of one idea to make another idea to make another idea, and then somebody sees our new version.
Perpetual inspiration.
So what happens when you have pieces you don't know what to do with?
What?
I know. Sacrilege. I am ripping it up. Watch out, Leah. This is that same piece of paper you like. So I can do a number of things here. I could puzzle piece it together, and
it's JennFiddlyBits, Sherry.
Jenn, Katie, FiddlyBits.
Sarah might be able to find it.
Yeah, I think Sarah's got it.
Sarah's got it.
So,
Sarah, be a tool, will you?
So I could then take these pieces that are sort of different colors and if I can get a hold of them and sort of put them back together, but spread them out more so that you can see.
There you go.
There. Thank you. Yeah, I don't have very many videos out there, so if you're looking, just keep that in mind.
We'll change that.
Eventually, I'll get there. I'm just a very slow grower. And I love to play with texture, so I use a lot of textiles in my work. It just is one of the things I love doing the most.
I'm the epitome of slow grower. I think I've been on YouTube for 6 or 7 years and I'm still not at 2,000.
Whoops. I think I'm going to put this red over here. So there's a point to why I'm doing this.
Sure there is.
This is me, JennFiddlyBits. This is why my channel has the name it does. Because that is the epitome of my channel. Is I like to fiddle with stuff. So here you have sort of a potential for a kintsugi effect, and so it kind of gives you the idea. If you tear it up, you could keep the pieces in order and then glue them on as a focal point. So I will just do that. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce this white edge, and then I'm going to paint it gold with my ink. So just to kind of get a sort of a better idea of what I'm doing, I'm going to go here.
And when Jen has finished doing her beautiful mosaic kintsugi effect, I'm going to show you a really, really quick way.
Yes, I'm sure Diane's is not nearly as fiddly.
Hey, I like fiddly. I can sit and fiddle with stuff for hours as well. So
oh, good.
Sometimes I just need quick.
At least I'm not out on left field too much.
No, definitely not. So have you seen my mixed media stuff? It's full of fiddle.
That's true. That's good. All right, so I have a sort of a generalized idea where these are. I think I'm going to place them a little bit closer together. So I'm going to move these over and then plop this down. And yes, I am going to be brave and just glue it down right where it is.
Look at you.
Just got gold in the middle. But again, I don't mind dealing with those kinds of errors in the moment. This time I'm going to put the glue on first so that I don't have to handle it as much. So there's another way. If you don't want to hold it and put glue on the edge, you can glue it down first. And then I'm going to pop some glue under this edge. And then grab your pen or whatever, and then just drop that glue in the crack between them. I'm sorry, not glue. Gold. It's after 8 o'clock here. You'll have to forgive me. After 8 o'clock on a work day. So then I can put the glue in, the gold in here. If you want, Di, you can show your thing and then they can see where I'm at, because that's all what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue this process for this.
Alrighty. Alrighty then. I'll work out how to do it. I'm getting so smooth at this. Look at me being all professional.
You are amazing.
Remove myself. Yes. All right. So I have been dyeing some papers because I keep seeing everybody else's beautiful papers that they're selling and I can't buy it. You know the story. It's just too expensive for mail. So I thought I better dye some. So I've got this gorgeous brown, but I had orange. I've been doing orange, and there was orange left on my table, and the browns picked it up. So this is what I'm calling my misprints today. And, of course, there's always that 1 or 2 pages that you pull out of the dye bath and rip it up. So let's make something really, really pretty out of this ripped paper. Same idea. Let's just accentuate the rips. Here. And here. And that'll be enough. So what I'm going to do is grab my sticky tape. And I'm going to stick these back together with a bit of a gap. And glue it down. Glue it down. And then we've got this. Sticky. Oh, of course, I've grabbed probably the only glitter pot that I've not opened. We're going to whack some glitter on it.
When in doubt, glitter.
Glitter heads.
I don't even know if I own glitter.
And we've got the cheats version. How quick is that?
That's awesome.
Pretty quick.
My favorite is leaving that gap. That's so cool.
Yes. How to make torn paper pretty.
Especially if you're the kind of person who doesn't like torn paper.
I like all sorts of paper. I don't care.
There's some of us out there who don't like torn paper. I mean, I love torn paper, but some people
There's
do
lots
not.
of people out there that don't like torn paper or glitter. Bad luck.
That's true, I suppose.
So you can do this same technique with, let me show you. I'll get a punch with a die cut. Let's go. Hang on one sec. Just get a piece of paper. So you can do a punched edge the same. Put your sticky tape behind it. So sticky tape it. Glitter it. And you end up with this pretty. Why have I gone all bright?
Judy G. She says, stick around, Diane, or hang around, Diane, and she'll have you glittering and stickling like crazy. Ask me how I know. I don't dislike glitter at all. I love glitter. I just don't own any.
Hi, Lindy. So yeah, there's so many ways that you can use the torn paper, or you can do glue through a stencil and use your glitter. You can use a die cut, but the torn paper is what we were looking at today, using up your grungy paper. And so you can just come in and keep adding pieces of torn paper and filling it up with glitter and stuff. So there's the cheats way. Now we'll go back to the professional way.
The fiddly way.
Thanks. Let's go. Oh, for goodness sake. Get off me.
I swear it was not really, intending to be invasive.
Oh, come on. What's going on? So professional. I'm so professional. That's what you all come here for, the professionalism.
Right? And notice I'm not really caring about how perfect my gold lines are, because that's kind of the beauty of it. So there's one example. This is really, really thick ink, so I'm having trouble with coming off of the pen. I would probably want to use a brush if I were going to do this to go a little faster. If I were going to do it more, I should say. I really want a big blob of ink right there.
Hi, Mary. Welcome, welcome.
So I'm getting larger batches of ink by just kind of laying my pen down. Now this little white dot here is not a misprint. That's just kind of the way the picture was taken. I'm not sure what it was. So I'm just going to fill that in with a gold dot.
That's what you tell us, and we wouldn't even know. You had to point it out. We wouldn't have known.
When we look at our own work, we're often hypercritical of it. So
absolutely,
just ideas to help you kind of embrace the imperfections. Sometimes the best design decisions happen because of happy accidents like that.
True.
And you notice some of these gold edges are they're kind of wonky, but they work even though they're wonky.
There is absolutely nothing on this planet that gold paint or glitter won't fix. Sorry.
Right?
It's a fact. Sticking to it.
Diane's world is so sparkly.
It's time to sparkle, my t-shirt says.
Oh, well, I guess I have extra
It's pretty.
gold hair. All right, so I'm going to open this top. Back on.
So thank goodness I'm not going to the doctor's today because everything is glittered.
don't want them asking what you've been doing?
The lady that does my mammograms every year, we have the same lady every year. She comes around with the mammogram caravan, and everybody lines up and goes in and gets their boobs checked. And she always sends me a message to say, no glittering 2 days before.
Oh my goodness.
Shows up on the images.
Have fun. Stickles only.
Yeah, no glitter because it shows up on the images.
Oh, that's funny. I wonder how many other people she sends that message to.
Yeah, not many, I don't think. Just me. I'm special. Hi, Mo. Yes, I'm talking about my boobs again. They're a good topic.
Hello, how are you?
Very much fun. So Cookie Wookie is Mo. She's obsessed with my boobs, I'm sure, because she mentions them every time.
All right, I think I'm just going to do this edge here. And sorry, I'm trying to be careful because there's a lot of wet spots on here. And then this edge here, because these fall on the outside. So, all right. That is
Sean's just
Wow. Sean's doing what again?
Talking about boobs. My boobs have reached the UK. How's that for notoriety?
So how to use up a failed print? Get a nice little box out of it.
Well, that's
perfect. You can keep going. Like for me, I would totally keep going. I'd add lace or, torn bedsheet and crumpled in such a way because I like to do that. But we can move on to the next one while this dries.
All right. That would be perfect. So what's next for you?
I showed some kintsugi stuff, but the other thing was when you don't know what to do with it. I'm gonna close this so it doesn't dry out. A simple envelope will work. And what I mean by simple envelope, it isn't the kind, with you folding your 2 points in or up and in, whichever. And then folding your pointed and rounded tips down. Sometimes that's just you just don't have a big enough piece of paper. So go back to the basics here and just make a simple envelope. And this is kind of the same concept where you're deciding how big do you want your upper flap to be. So you can look at your face. Why is it not focusing again? Come on. Thank you. You can look at your failed print and you can say, well, what do I want to see? So this will kind of, minus a little bit. This will be the part you see. And then on this one, minus some will be what you see on the front. Well, or the addressing side. So if I look at that, I think I like these features, but to be more visible. So what I might do is I might swap that around and say, okay, well, make this the inside piece or the direction that the flap goes toward, and then turn this over so that I have a full background to work with decorating. So I think I'll do that.
Nice.
So I'm just going to keep this flap somewhat small. And again, the way I'm getting that is I'm just putting it at a measurement and then going about an inch and a half down. And again, no measuring here. This isn't meant to be. I like to measure, but this particular thing is not meant to be critical. So it doesn't really matter what your measurement is. You just have to kind of follow that. And then 2 folds on the long edge. You could do a skinny envelope too and just fold it with the skinny flap up and then another flap down. So that's another option.
Hi, Brenda.
Hey, Brenda. Evening craftaholics. So I'm going to estimate about a 1/2 inch here. If I can even see my measurement.
Even when she's not measuring, she's measuring.
I'm estimating.
Estimating. Yeah, right.
So to get the other side, I'm just going to undo this. And I'm not going to crease it in the middle. I'm just going to undo it, and I'm going to take my fingernail, and I'm going to bend there. And I'm going to meet these edges, and I'm going to bend here. And that tells me where I need to fold. So can you see those fingernail marks?
Yes. We can.
And that just gives me an idea of where it is on the other side so that when I do fold this up, I end up with fairly even inward pieces left to right. My colors and my lighting aren't great, partially because I have a different desk right now. So I apologize if you can't see stuff very well. And I don't think, no, the other side is basically the same color. All right. So that's 3 folds, 1, 2, 3. And then the last one is going to be the top down. So I don't really want to fold this at the mark here because then it's kind of hard to get stuff in and out. So I'm going to give it, 1/4 inch-ish and then fold it there. And then I can kind of estimate if I'm in the right place by matching up my folds top to bottom. And again, estimeasuring here. It's my new word.
So that's the same weight as you were using before, the same sort of weight cards?
Yeah. So when I make these printed background kits for people, a lot of people here have already purchased them. This paper is a little heavier, so it makes nice journal cards or like the cover of a signature inside of a journal. This is a heavier weight photo paper. I do have a lighter weight one. I just don't have a lot of it, so I haven't printed any kits on that yet. And those are the 3 folds. So what I need to do in order to make it into an envelope is I need to remove material in all 4 corners. So it'll be this corner, even though it's a long piece of material, this corner, and then the same on the other 2 sides. So I'm going to use scissors here, folks, because I don't feel like locating my metal ruler for my craft knife. And what I'm doing here is I'm cutting just inside the fold. I'm not cutting on the fold, I'm cutting just inside the fold. And if it's not completely perfect, I can kind of square it up later by taking a little bit more material off, like that. And then on this side, because I want this to fold in and not make it too bulky of a corner, I'm just going to go at like, 15-degree angle-ish. So it's not 100%. It's not 90 degrees straight. It's just slightly angled toward the flap. So, and then this one. Now, because this is also toward the flap, I'm going to angle inside of this fold here about 15 degrees-ish. And then again, just inside the fold on the envelope side is where I'm doing this. And I will probably angle those. I just don't feel like doing much of an angle yet. I want to see what the envelope looks like before I do that. So I can cut more material off later. So just inside the fold and then 15 degrees. Because this is, it's not a pattern. It's just working with what I got and kind of responding to the material and the images that I see on there. And then this one is a little bit more important. I'm going to stay, when I say inside the fold, I'm meaning on the envelope side of the fold. I am cutting off all of this material. Too much shadows. I can't see what I'm doing. And yeah, you'll let me know if anybody has questions, right? And save these because you might use them in your kintsugi process.
Haven't seen any questions yet, so it looks like everyone's in our audience is very clever.
Oh, right. That's fantastic. So I like that. It's I don't mind this shallow angle. You know, I could make it deeper, like at the top here, if I really wanted to, but I don't need to. And when I fold this up, I should not have any material hanging over the fold. And I see this one is okay-ish. This one has some material sticking out when I look at it really close. So I'm just going to grab that again. And it looks like I cut it kind of close to the fold. So I'm going to come from this side. And I'm going to shave off a little. And the beauty of this is it does not have to be perfect. And this one I'm just going to take down by a hair. Because it's okay on the inside of an envelope to sort of see some of that when you go to close this. In fact, you'll see it on a lot of envelopes where, oh, this color is terrible for this camera. So you'll see the inside flap of the envelope and the fold on the outside of that. So same with this side.
Nice.
Yep. And then if I like this angle, I will keep it. I do like this angle and I'm going to keep it, but I'm going to round those two corners just to make my envelope look a little, I don't know, prettier, not quite so offensive. So I am just literally gonna, I could use a corner rounder, but this is probably fine. Trying to stay away from Perfection
We like
City.
to see things made easily. You don't need all the tools.
Right. Okay, so the last bit is I'm going to deal with this top flap. Now, I really love the image on here, but I want to know it's an envelope when I'm picking it up. So I'm going to angle this corner actually more severe than any of the other angles I've done. So maybe about, I'm going to guess 30 degrees. And no, I don't have a protractor, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if that's 30 degrees or not.
She is there.
But I guess I am, huh? Is that a hint, Lindy? So if I want the angles to match and I know that the angles are about the same on both sides, I'll just take that little piece over here and use that as my guide to cut off some more.
So pretty.
So that's matching, and then I am going to round these two corners. So, and I want them fairly soft, so I'm just going to really gently and easily come around the corner, just like that. And I'm pretty sure, you know, given it's a soft corner, I can match it well enough. It doesn't have to be exact on both sides. And that is an almost final touch to the envelope other than gluing. There is one other piece I could do. I could take a thumb notch out of here just to make it that much easier to get in and out of. I'm not sure I need to.
That's a very nice envelope. It's nice to be able to make something simple look pretty, especially when you're making cards that are not a standard size card.
Yeah.
You can make an envelope to fit.
So here I'm going to just put a little teeny tiny crease in the center.
That's exactly right, Barb. Exactly right. Drawers full of them.
I'm going to make a mark. So on either side of that mark. Wow, it's too bright. I can't see.
Again.
So I'm just making a mark on an inch on either side of that, right at the top there. And it's my guide. Uh-oh, the dog wants water. And I'm going to just gently curve down, flatten out when I hit the center, and then gently curve back up until I reach that mark. So there's my little envelope. There's my little thumb notch. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
All right, Diane, I can show what's next after, but I have to attend to the dog or she's going to destroy the water dish. I'll be right back. I'm coming.
Righty.
Okay, I'm coming.
2. Solo. Yes, absolutely. You could, Brenda. Absolutely. So here I've been playing with this kit on AI, this on a new program, and the new program is driving me nuts because it's giving me the weird fingers and the strange noses and all that weird stuff hanging around. But not only was it weird with the fingers, my printer was also running out of ink. So going to cover up the weird toes and the weird fingers with some fussy cut pieces from, where is my, can't find it. Just had it in my hand and I've lost it already. Yes, I love my life. Thanks, Kerry. It's just a practice. It's not very good at all. Needs lots of editing. But I'll show you how to use it. So even though I printed it, it's no good for a kit because it's got all the weird stuff. I'm going to use it as a journal cover for my granddaughter because she loved the fairy. So I have fussy cut one of the butterflies out of it, popped it up on foam tape, and I will cover up the weird fingers. And I fussy cut a frog, same thing. I'm going to cover up her weird feet. This is what happens when you don't use your own images and go into AI. AI gives you some really weird stuff. So there's a little froggy and a butterfly. So it's covered up all the weird stuff. It also had, you can see, it had lines through it because my ink was running out. So I'm going to, I've glittered the, what do you call it? What do you call that thing? The leaf. I just said it, now it's gone out of my mind. Lily pad. So I've glittered it and I'm going to go back in with some gold paint and just do the vines. Alrighty. So there's my lily pad back. Now I will go in with some gold. Just do the lily pad. And then I'll do my usual signature, add some gems, add some glitter gel to the wings. And then I'll go back in with the lines over the top of that and draw the lines back in. If you would like to make your own glitter gel, you'll have to go back and watch that video. This is just some I already had. It's a Ranger stick gel. So by doing the glitter and that sort of thing, it covers up the lines that go through your images, so you can still use them, still make them pretty. Not if you've got really, really bright white lines, then you have to do something. Gesso. Gesso is used to put down on top of a smooth or porous surface so that you can paint on it or ink it or spray it or something like that. So if you're using, say, chipboard or a watercolor paper or something that soaks the color in and you don't want it to soak in, you would gesso first to make a smooth, non-porous surface, basically.
And watch out for YouTubers out there who tell you gesso is like white house paint. It is absolutely not the same thing as white house.
It's not white house paint. No, definitely not.
It is generally an acrylic. It has an acrylic binder in it, and it has a texture-like medium in it on purpose to give it tooth.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have made my own gesso with white acrylic paint and a talcum powder,
yes,
which
but
gives
not
you
household, right?
Not household, no. White acrylic artist paint, yes. Yeah. You can use cheap paint, cheap acrylic artist paint, not house paint. House paint, although it's acrylic, has what do you call it? It has silicone in it.
Yeah, and it makes it flexible, and they add additives to make it self-leveling, and there's just a lot different. The ratios are different too. So anybody who's telling you that is
yes. So this print had absolutely, I agree 100% with you. I don't know if you can catch it on her bum, but it has lines through it. So I will go through with some other paints and stuff. So you can use your misprints like this, just accentuate things. Cover it up with glitter, cover it up with fussy cuts. It's still going to be pretty and be useful. So
all is well, all is well. I'm scared.
I can do that in another video, Lindy. Not a problem. I have it actually written down in a book somewhere. Just got to find the book, the actual proper ratios of homemade gesso. So that is all I had to show. As I said, my printer's gone down. I can't show you all the stuff that I was going to show you. And that makes me so sad because I had some pretty stuff to show you. But we're going to go back to Jenn now while I find a couple of things. Thank you, Patty. Oh, what is going on here?
Hey, at least your internet's up.
Exactly. Just not my brain. Solo. There you go.
So I was just toying with ways of creating more to this base while I was listening to Diane. And remember I said, keep your offcuts. You might use them. Well, I think I'm going to do a visible hinge on here because I like the way these lines work in direction with, against this direction. And in contrast, or should I say complement to the green. So it's not, it's not super one direction or the other, but I think I'm going to do 2 hinges so that this envelope is stable and I can flip it open. So I'm going to cut this in half. So,
hi, Marguerite.
Oh, hey, Marguerite.
Hello, anyone else I might have missed?
You're right. It's hard when you're creating to see the chat too.
I was trying.
So I'm going to change the shape of the end of these so that they are kind of like, I don't know, more fun, look more like a strap, if you will. And if I can get them apart, wow, fumble fingers. All right, I am okay with that. Just what you wanted, a glue picking session.
Glue picking's fine, just no nose picking.
Oh.
Yes, I went there. Sorry.
Gives new meaning to picking your friends.
That's it.
I'm just adding some glue to this and creating 2 hinge pieces that are relatively matching. Again, no measuring here. I'm just kind of going and responding to what I see in front of me and what's on my desk as far as an inspiration. So there's that. And then I think I'm going to lay this over. Let's see, what do I got? I like kind of the way this has a dual effect. So I'm going to put these here, and that means I'm going to put glue. And of course, if I don't get it in the exact same spot, I'm not really worried about that. Now this, because I am sticking it to the printed surface, I am going to smear these with my finger and let them get tacky. What's that? Thanks, Patty. Yeah, Patty will recognize this green color because that was a special request.
Oh, I see. I see how it is.
Hey, one of these times you're going to get a surprise package from the U.S. So as I was working here, one of the things I was thinking was I could create little, I don't know, I want my brush wet here. Just putting a little bit of water in my little dish because I want a point. I'm putting it in my ink. Brush is going to be way easier to deal with than so I want to accentuate that this is sort of like a band of metal, even though it's not metal, it's paper. So I'm just going to outline this here. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect because the gold kind of dresses it up. Precision work is something I do when I have a lot of time. I do love precision work on occasion.
Precision work is something I rarely do, like running.
You only run if the beast is after you.
That's it. Something scary
I'd say
coming.
bear, but I don't know how many bear actually live in Australia.
We only have koalas. We don't actually have bears here.
I can't imagine they move quite as fast as
they can move pretty fast. And they can be pretty vicious too.
Oh yeah, I would not tangle with a koala, and there's no way. Their claws. I mean, they're climbing trees with those things.
Thanks for popping in, Mary. Catch you later.
Hi, Mary. Bye, Mary. She calls me Jenn Fiddly.
Jenn Fiddly.
Yes, whenever I get in.
I get messy dye.
Missy Dye, I love that. She has a couple of other Jenns that go onto her channel. So now I think I'm going to create these little gold rivets. And this is really simple materials, guys. I'm not going in and diving into every single craft supply I've got. I'm just kind of working with what's in front of me to see what I can create. I have a whole bunch of inks to the left of me.
Thank you, Brenda. That's pretty much it. I don't use cornstarch. I don't tend to use any food-related items in my art room except for cinnamon. Cinnamon makes good rust.
Okay.
I use talcum powder instead of, or what do you call it? Chalk powder. That's really, really cool. I like that.
So now, and when it's dry, it'll be a little easier, but I can open this up and then fold it down so that the hinge actually has a fold in it. And then on the other side, I can put like a piece of coffee dye paper or a hidden image. And I think I want to accent these rivets over here to sort of mimic what I've done on the other one.
Yeah, I'm running out of it. You can't buy it here anymore either, Brenda. That's why I use the calcium powder from the hardware store.
Yeah, marble dust is how they used to traditionally make it anyway.
Yep.
The expensive gesso has marble dust in it.
Yep. That's way too expensive here these days. When I used to cut and polish rocks, I would go around and collect this residue out of the bottom of the wash pans and bring it home and dry it, and that's what I'd use to make mediums with.
So it's sort of shiny, sort of grungy in the not perfect kind of way. Of course, I'm sticking my finger in the ink on the other side. Way to go, Jenn. Oh, I guess it must be almost dry by now.
Well, that's what I do. I stick my elbow in it and hand in it.
Right. Hair. My hair. That's like, if I don't tie my hair back, it ends up in anything I'm doing.
Yep.
And yes, I tie my hair back when I'm cooking. I do not like hair in my food, even if it's my own.
Me neither.
Whoops.
Nothing worse. Gross.
Oh. Easy to get kind of lost in what you're doing too. I mean, when you're doing the sort of these painting the edges.
It's meditative.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's very meditative.
You could do that, absolutely. I actually have an old Vitamizer in my craft room for just that type of thing.
Is that like a Vitamix?
Yeah, like a little
Ninja-like thingy.
Grinding up stuff.
I have an old 1990s, I say old, 1990s, wasn't that long ago. I have probably a 1990s or 1980s blender in my craft room for grinding up anything like paper pulp and whatnot.
Yep.
Because my next thing is to actually make paper. Yes, people keep getting excited about that, but I'm not there yet.
I have a bucket of stuff that I want to make paper with. I have made paper before, but I don't have the room that I used to have in my old studio.
Yeah, it's kind of about room. I even bought some K-pop recently because I was like, oh, I want to see that in some paper.
The problem with that, Judy, is a lot of gessos come in big tubs. So if you never use it or very rarely use it, it dries up and you waste it. So if you learn the ratios of making your own, you can just make up little tubs of it.
I use a so if you do buy a big thing and you're worried about not using it up, what you can do is you can take a baby food jar to put your working bit of gesso in so that you're opening that and using it and it gets exposed to the air or whatever. And then your big gesso does not get opened and you put a layer of saran wrap up against the surface and it does not get opened unless you are refilling that baby food jar. And that helps keep your gesso from drying out too quickly.
Because I've just thrown out a whole heap of mediums that have just beyond drip, using. They've just dried out. Because I had my stuff in storage for a long time and the humidity up here, so it gets really, really hot and things go moldy and it's, had to throw a lot of stuff out. Hence the start of using Use It or Lose It, this Thursday night live, is all about using the stuff that's in your studio so that you don't have to throw it out. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Kathy is the lady that sent me that beautiful paper. But I have been making my own. Look, Kath, I made my own.
Oh, you're going to have to put you on. You still have me on.
Yeah. Let's go here. Look, Kath, I made my own. Brown. Look at that brown. Orange. I'm so proud of myself finally doing it. Instead of whinging about not having hand-dyed paper. Look at this brown. Isn't it beautiful?
I thought it was like craft paper doilies at first when you first showed it to me.
Yeah, no, it's real just little paper doilies.
But your sound wasn't working yet, and I was like not getting through.
You weren't picking up what I was putting down. Oh dear.
Apparently I wasn't putting anything down.
I'm fabulous. I couldn't hear a thing, couldn't see a thing. It was horrible.
I liked this gold edge a little bit stronger, so I've gone back over some of them and put a little bit more gold edge on it.
So I just finished making these envelopes for these cards that I made last night, and I've just put, that's the envelope for it. With the,
I watched that video this morning. It was good.
The bead, and all I've done is the vintage photo around the edge of it. Now I want to go back through and do more with gold. That's the card from the video. You're
going to show the other one too?
Yep. It's the inside. This is with Kathy's paper. I just used fabric dye, Judy. That's all I was using. I just put a spoon of fabric dye in my water and dye it till it runs out. This is the other one.
I love this one.
It's so pretty. I've got to ink the back of that one. It's not inked. What's going on there? I've got visitors and they've just arrived and I've told them that I am videoing. They have to sneak in and be quiet and not annoy me. I hear the car pulling up now, so the dog may bark.
My dog barks at everything.
Yeah. My dog doesn't because she's deaf, so it's good. 16 years old and deaf as a post.
Mine thinks that the entire neighborhood is hers.
Oh, please do, Kath, and let us know. We'll come over and annoy you from the gallery. I mean, support you.
Right. What Di said.
Yes. He's thinking about going live again, or going, yes, recordings or going live.
There's too many wet spots on this thing.
Just take over for a minute while I go and let them in.
You got it. All right, folks. So I'm going to fold this over and make a fold in those hinges. You know, somewhere where I like it. Maybe. And then I added some gold to the edge of this and around here, also around the outside edge on the green. I may put some gold against the edge, but there's so many wet spots on here, I don't want to handle that part too much. So I'm going to set this aside to dry for a little bit, and I'll show it to you again in a little bit here. And we'll pull this baby back out. I think
Okay, I'm back.
She's back. She's back. Oh, yes, she was drooling over the green, Patty, but I was kind of thinking about getting some sent to her.
It's too expensive, Patty. The postage over here is ridiculous. It's absolutely craziness. I would absolutely love some of the papers. That's why I've been dyeing my own. I've got some green drying right now, but it's nothing as beautiful as that. This one's a moss green.
I think I want to add some gold shimmer to this without adding the full strength gold.
I'm going to make another card while I'm sitting here. Card. Need an envelope. Oh, nice, Kath. You'll have to pop in.
Cool. So I added some of the gold ink, but I diluted it with water, so you can still see the blue underneath, but then when you hit the shine, you can see some
Very
goldy grunge.
Very fancy.
So what else should we add to this baby? What do we got over here? Use it. Use it. Use it. All right. How about?
Use or lose it.
How about one of these.
Thank you for the offer, though, Patty. That would be, if we lived near each other, I would say yes, please, in a heartbeat. But
If we lived near each other, she'd probably be buying me out.
Absolutely, I would.
So I like this. This is one of the, I think it's Samperia, one of the molds, and this is the air dry clay. It's a little bit curved, but I think I can deal with that by literally just breaking the tablet. I broke the tablet, and I want to kintsugi it. So
There you go. See,
but
if you use the mache clay, you can bend it.
Yeah.
But I like the kintsugi for sure.
How about some gorgeous Mars black? Oh goodness.
Oh, that sounds interesting. You have to send me the details, Kath, because it's only down the road where they have their retreats at the Scout camp.
So all I'm doing now is I'm coating the top surface of this with a layer of black acrylic paint. This is, I'm not a brand loyalist, but I bought a bunch of acrylic paints for art purposes, and I use them for this as well. They're probably a student grade artist acrylic paint.
So the reason why I've been doing a lot of paper dyeing is because I'm doing the use it or lose it thing. So I'm going through all my paints and mediums and glitters and all that sort of stuff, and all the stuff. The amount of stuff that has dried out it's heartbreaking. So instead of just tossing it in the bin, I've been soaking the dried out paints in water and using that painted water to dye paper with, so it's not totally to waste.
I love the chunks that you get when you do it that way.
This is the pinks. It was actually red, but it's come out pink. But it's got dogs are fighting already. But it's got chunks.
Sounded like a car crash.
Molly's 16 and
takes nothing from
their dog is a puppy. So he comes in all full of attitude and Molly goes, nope, not having that.
All right. And because this is a scrap piece of paper, I'm going to lay it on there to dry.
That's a good idea, Brenda. Good tip.
Yeah. All my sandpaper is in the other room. I only have access to a small portion of my supplies in this room. So this was one of those use what you have moments.
Because Jenn was craft drafted on a very short notice, so.
Crab trapped. That's such a great phrase. I serve at the pleasure.
I need you. She came to the party and look what she's making, all this beautiful stuff.
Hey, it forced me to be at my desk. I'm not working on the other million projects I need to work on.
What, you mean like the one that we've got going?
Right. So this is good. You've got to spend time on your art too. Otherwise it becomes kind of pointless. Now these are just cheap paintbrushes, and so if you see me abusing it, that's why, because I can. I think I paid maybe $5 for the entire set of like 20 brushes.
I like cheap paintbrushes so that you can just use them, abuse them, and toss them. I have paintbrushes that have ranged from $5 for $1 to $110. Don't do that with my $110 water brushes.
Yeah, you stay away from the the paper art studio. They stay in the watercolor painting drawer or whatever sort of paint.
That's it. Okay,
Yes, I want to get some Rosemary and Co. brushes. Oh, those just make my heart sing.
That one's perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Did you make another one of those already? That was fast.
Yes, they are fast. Quick but effective.
Okay, so let's see what we got here. That's not really dry. This isn't really dry yet either, but I'm going to go for it.
Jenn, what is the glass pen called that you were using earlier?
Oh, honey, I have no idea. It's I bought it from Marianne at Happy Paper People.
They are glass calligraphy pens, and that's all you have to put in the search and they will come up.
Yeah. Reminder, do not clean it with a baby wipe. And if you clean it with a baby wipe, what happens is the little tiny bit of oil that's in the baby wipe, that's conditioners for, baby skin, it clings to the glass so that when you go to dip it, the ink won't stay in the grooves where it belongs. so it doesn't draw down the ink as you're writing like it's supposed to. Glass dip pens, you can find them just about anywhere. I just happened to buy this one from Marianne. Does that look properly grungy?
Beautiful. Looks like a relic.
It needs more colors than black, but I think I'm just going to leave it. I mean, if I were really pushing this, that's what I would do, is add way more than black. Chiquita! Welcome back.
Welcome back, Chiquita. I just watched your haul video, your whatever, the design team haul video. There was some pretty cool stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that go?
It's possible vinegar would remove the oils, but you'd probably have to take a thing of, if you wanted to use baby wipes, like, because the texture is nice and soft. The other thing I do is I will take one bag of baby wipes and I will add 91% alcohol in it, and then label that so that I don't accidentally use it on sensitive skin, so it stays in the craft room labeled. But that could do it as well, potentially. I just have not tried that yet. And then sometimes I'll take the bags of baby wipes and I will literally, the ones that dry out, I will literally turn those into alcohol wipes.
Yeah, I've got to get out of the habit of having baby wipes in because it interferes with a lot of different mediums in different ways. So I'm trying to introduce microfibers into my...
Oh, yeah. That's not very much fun. Yes, it does mess with that.
Especially when you get into using a lot more mediums than what you did when you're just paper crafting. It affects a lot more things.
But
it still has its place. Absolutely.
My favorite paper towel to use for painting are the Viva signature cloth. I learned that from my mother, who's been oil painting for like 40 years.
A friend of mine who's been oil painting for a long time, painting for a long time, she says one of the best cleanup wipes that she's ever found are the KFC ones. She said they take the grunge off your door handles in the car. They clean up lots of things.
What's KFC?
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh, really? That's hilarious.
The little hand wipes you get in there, she said they are vicious. Hate to wipe your hands with them.
A lot of, especially oil painters, will recommend shop towels. This is like the next best thing.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing now is I'm literally painting the crack of this tablet gold so that when I put the two halves close together, that's where you're going to see the repair is. You're going to see gold in the repair. And I'm going to intentionally make it bleed out.
Yeah.
I have a little teeny tiny piece here, but I'm not sure it's really worth saving. I think I might want to just have a little gold chunk in there instead. I just want to make sure there's a little extra gold in that spot. Ooh, well, hello, have a little glue. Didn't want to come out and now it just surges.
Use a piece of Camar Creations paper.
Now I'm using a significant amount of glue on here because this is an uneven surface and I really want it to adhere to the top of this box.
Anything that was made 50 years ago that was really, really good is discontinued.
Okay.
Unfortunately. Hi, Steph. How are you?
Hi, Steph. I think I just want to take a little bit of that blue. Let's seep over. And I've got a little much glue in here, so I'm just fishing it out a little bit with this paintbrush.
Did I say about a design team? I have no idea, Lindy. Wouldn't have a clue.
Oh, you were talking about Chiquita's video.
Oh, yes. Chiquita did a video of her design team haul, her kit that she got. That was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Okay, card's done. Now let's do the envelope. Let's find the envelope.
Oh, and just because these are cheap brushes does not mean that I don't take care of them. I do wash them with warm soap and water to clean them when I am done creating.
Yes, look after your tools. They'll last forever. But then, you know, some tools are made to be abused.
Oh, yeah. The ones I have used are these chip brushes. You can buy them at like Home Depot for $1.50 or $2 a piece here in the US. And I usually abuse those, but I will clean them and reuse them and clean them and reuse them. But oftentimes they only last so long. Yeah. And then you can get, if you want little paintbrushes that work well for that sort of purpose, you can go to like Michael's and get the little kid craft. There's a kit that has a variety of both the natural bristle and the synthetic bristle brushes.
And foam, yep. Foam brushes as well.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's a whole kit for a few dollars, and then you get a whole bunch of smaller paintbrushes.
Or you can make the mistake of ordering what you thought was 3 000 brushes, 3 0 brushes, and 3 000 brushes, and end up with this amount.
Oh my gosh. Scrubbing for days.
I will never need a detail brush ever again, ever. I just wanted 3 of each. Goodness gracious me. Ordering the wrong thing. I am pretty good at.
I am Henry VIII. I am.
I ordered eyelets last week and ended up with ones that would string a yacht sail. They were that big. And others that would make toilet seats for fairies. They were that small.
What were these?
Eyelets.
Toilet seats for fairies. You crack me up.
Oh, yeah. I'm always surprised with my packages. I never know what I'm going to get because I suck at reading measurements. Need a... Oh, cool. So when I'm sitting down alone watching TV or something like that, I take a whole heap of beads and eye pins and I make all these little dangles ready to go. I like that one better.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
I was just going to start singing that. Maybe she's born with it. Craft room karaoke.
All right. So there's the next layer. Yes,
Yes, we do. Yes, we are going. That's on my list to do dangles, and we're going to use beads and buttons and found stuff. So
best kind of dangles.
we're also going to make
black paint,
boho.
so I'm going to.
We're also going to make boho beads as well. So that's another whole live. Don't ask me to make a glue stopper because I have no idea how to. Cute. Card and envelope. Let me have a look. Let's go up close. It's all about me right now. So here's what I just made. This card with the layers. And Kathy's paper. Thank you, Kath. My stamp, handmade with love. And the envelope. Because envelopes need love too. Don't they? Yeah, that'll be probably in about 2 weeks' time. We'll be doing beads and buttons. So we'll be making all of these sort of things with all like cheap beads, and this is paper beads. Yeah, paper beads, washi beads, all sorts of beads. Flowers, going to make little flowers. Flowers like this. And ones with charms, and then you have, when you're sitting down bored, you can just do a whole heap of these all at once and you've got them to play with. little tiny fishies from a mermaid journal, tiny little seed beads, and we all have billions of seed beads that we never use, but you will when you make them into these little dangly things. So you just need head pins or eye pins or ball end pins and beads, pair of pliers, that's it. Good to go. Charms if you want to.
Charm if you want to.
The paper beads are just made out of scraps of paper and a bit of nail varnish, or you can use glossy accents or anything like that. The boho beads are made with fabric scraps, a coffee stirrer. I'll put a list of stuff on that I'm going to use. So these little get in the way. Get out of the way.
That's no way to talk to your guests.
So these little coffee stirrers, tiny little mini straws. So you buy them as coffee stirrers. They make the best insides for paper beads and boho beads because they're not big and chunky like the paper straws. They don't crush like paper straws. They give you a good solid interior of a bead. So if you can find those in the next 2 weeks, grab them because that's what we'll be making. In 2 weeks' time. So we have got cards. So what are you up to, Jen? Where are you up to? Show me.
I have been embellishing further. Grabbed a piece of coffee dye paper and see, I'm all painty. Soap and water works great. So I grabbed a piece of coffee dye paper and I used a little bit of watered down black and gold to darken the edges and then gold on the outside of that to accent them. And now, if I have some glue here handy, I'm just going to glue this on the back of that little envelope so that there's, you could call it a writing surface. I don't know. I would love to see any of these journals that I, and things like that I sell. I would love to see somebody actually journal in it because I don't tend to journal in the stuff that I make.
Hi, Vanessa. Hello, Tunda, you beautiful woman. How are you? You just woke up.
I didn't see Vanessa come in.
No, Vanessa, Angel Rose, Vanessa.
Oh, cool.
Different Vanessa. Somebody asked me a question. Where was the question?
You said a
bead.
house.
Oh, Chiquita, the bead question. So when I was predominantly making things with beads, making jewelry, that sort of stuff, I had them all separated. Now my separation, I only keep my crystal beads separate and my gemstone beads separate and probably my glass beads. All the cheap beads and the tiny beads and everything, I've just dumped them all into colour block boxes. So I've got a box of blue, box of red that's got seed beads, acrylic beads, tube beads, sequins, all in the same box, and it's just basically it's just a colour. So if I want blue, I'm making dangles, I'll just bring out the blue box and make it. Coffee, get your coffee, Tunda. So that's my bead explanation on how I store mine now. I do keep my expensive beads separate in coloured boxes. Like I have a box of red beads that are all glass beads, handmade beads, Mellifori beads, gemstone beads, all in one box in little I'll get a container and show you.
Yeah, I keep mine separate too. I used to do a lot of beadwork. I'm making beaded jewelry, and I have some size 15 rocailles that are literally like looking at something microscopic. They are nuts. They are so tiny.
So let me just go.
Okay.
Here for 1 second. So these are my handmade bead glass beads, fancy beads as you want to call them. So all the blues would be in one section. So that's my blue, that's my black and white. So they're all glass, real pearls, shell beads, fancy beads basically. So they're all separated into those sort of colours. Then I have these boxes. I have a lot of beads. I have a lot of everything. So I've just dumped all the gold, all the pinks and purples, and that's what they look like. So little ball beads and tube beads and sequins, and that's all gold. And that's all the pinks, and then I've got like blues and yellows and oranges. But these are what I use to make those little dangles, like just put 1 or 2 seed beads onto a thing, and you can add it to eyelets, end of like ribbon ends, end of anywhere that you would add a dangle, you can add these. So there's like little acrylic butterflies and little acrylic beads that are cheap, but they look really cool when you layer them. So that's how I keep my beads. Buttons, not so much. I've got a box of metal buttons, and then I've got a box of vintage buttons, and then I've got a box of mixed buttons. So you just run out of space. You know how it is. Get off me. Get off me.
I keep thinking you're talking like to your dog or something. I'm like, wow.
Get off me. It was a joke that I think it was Vanessa, or it could have been Lindy, and they would get distracted and they don't look at you, and they've got you on full screen. You finish what you're doing, and it's like, well, I'm finished. Get off me. Get off me. Get off me. Oh, sorry. Yes, that was one of those moments.
So I'm just creating sort of an organic pattern in glue right here, and there's reason. So
I am just about done.
I'm going to bring out the don't sneeze on it stuff.
Don't sneeze on it. No.
And I'm literally just going to kind of lay this on. And I could have waited until it was tacky, but this works. It's not like amazing, but I don't mind it because I don't mind the organic shape that it makes.
I love the organic shape that it makes when the glue starts to dry.
Well, I meant like if the glue spreads out while I'm doing this, I like that. So that's why I don't mind spreading it while the glue is still really wet.
Tunda, I have so many beads. I have put half of my beads in D-stash, and I still have more beads that I could ever use in a lifetime. because I'm one of those fanatical people that I'm going to make jewelry and I have to buy everything, all the tools, all the beads, all the findings, all the more beads, more beads, more beads, more charms. Those charms are huge. I need 70 million of those ones because I might use 70 million of those ones. So, yeah, that's me. That's what I do, and that's what I've stopped doing. Don't do that anymore. I use what I need, and I'm using my stash.
Glue is a bit wet. Okay, well, I will brush off the loose stuff later, but what I'm going to do here is to layer more glue.
Because I haven't blinged her yet. Must order some more platinum bling.
Oh, it's a screw off cap. Duh, Jen. Speaking of beads, this is another use for beads. Like if you're not stringing them or weaving them, you can put glue down and use them for texture. They make great blingy accents.
Don't have to convince me. I love bling.
You just want to use a significant amount of glue because they will detach from your stuff if you don't have enough glue there. And sometimes I'll use the Fabrifix if I'm concerned about, you know, the texture of the glue when it's dry or whatever. But white glue does work because it dries clear and you don't really notice it. And if you did notice it, what you can do is you can, once it's dry, you can drop gold in it, gold ink, for example, on the dried bits. Do really great for.
Kathy, I did stock a shop, remember? And I still have it all. Oh, my goodness. Now, Goldie, I try to keep mine organised, and I may or may not have several drawers that say random shit. I've got a few of those. I've got a drawer up there that says random shit. Like if I can't be bothered putting things away, which is what this bowl is for here, or I can't find a spot, I haven't got a label for it, it all goes in here, and then I go, I need to make some room, so I dump this. Look, it even has a bronze cockroach, for goodness sake. Bones, cockroaches. So when bones, look, there's even a foot. When I say random shit, it's random shit. Like, this is full now, so it'll probably go in the random shit drawer, and then one day when I'm bored, I'll put it all away where it's meant to be. Oh, dear me. Can't rush these things, you know? These people that have pristine studios, that everything is put away, I'm sure they're psychopaths. I'm sure of it.
Or they never make art. They just have it because it's art supplies.
Yes. That's it.
No offense to anybody with a giant, clean, organized craft room.
I mean to offend you. You're a psychopath.
Don't go hunting Diane down later. So I'll take the brush to this later to get off all the loose bits of gold. Diana, I don't know if you saw this.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Let me put you on full screen.
So glue's not dry, so you can still see the white, but this is just 2 colors of seed beads against that gold. And then the flip side has our...
Thanks, Sherry. Catch you later.
Bye, Sherry. And it has our little envelope, and then it also has a writing spot on the back. So that
Can someone get a fire extinguisher to Lindy, please? I think her pants are on fire.
And here's the box. And it's not, there it goes. And it's not focusing. So what I will probably do before we get off tonight is I'm probably going to add some glue in some spots in here and add more of those blue beads around the edge of this so that it ties this to the print that's on here better. And I could just keep going and like embellish these sides if I wanted to.
Most definitely part of our everyday language, Kathy.
I use that word a lot.
There's good shit, bad shit, random shit.
I've never had a need to use it today. That's all. I probably did use it earlier today and I just don't remember. Okay.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I think we've shown you a lot of shit today. A lot of good shit.
Whoa.
Goodness me. So we've made cards. We've done kintsugi. We have... What else have we done? We have shown you how to make ripped card, ripped paper, beautiful. We have shown you how to make a box. I've shown you how to make a card. I've shown you how to make several cards and several envelopes. Jen has showed us her beautiful kintsugi. She's shown you how to make a beautiful box, an envelope, and a relic. Still on my desk, your digital beautiful kit ready to make a journal. But oh, come on, Tundo. My stuff's more important than being paid. No, it's not a bodily function here. It's just not used like that. Unless you step in it, then you use it like that. But other than that, it's just an accentuation word. An accentuation word. Punctuation word.
I don't know. I don't think it's very good punctuation when my dog eats shit.
Yeah, we don't like that.
It's not even my little one. It's the big one.
That's it, Lindy. Don't use that word. That's just not right. Has a whole different meaning. A hole. Get it? I'm sorry. It's a different hole. Bye, Chiquita.
Bye, Chiquita.
Thanks for coming. Yes, things are going downhill. We know.
She's out of here.
She's out of here.
Oh, I'm just, I bought, so I, on Facebook Marketplace, or I forget exactly where I was. It's probably Facebook Marketplace. This woman was getting rid of 2 giant totes full of her beads. And I was like, I'm there. So I met her in the parking lot at Michael's of all places. And that's where these blue beads came from, was that kit. And so I don't feel bad about using them. I feel good for actually using up the craft supplies. I didn't pay, full price for these beads like I did some of my other beads, so I don't feel quite as attached to them as I did the others.
Yes, I've got to stop feeling quite attached to all of my stuff and start using it.
Right. Oh, there goes one on the floor. I sacrificed one to the floor, Diane.
Woohoo!
Floor god's got a bead. I love the 3D effect that beads and fabric give to the paper art.
Absolutely, love the texture.
Yeah. So I really like how this came out here with, I stuffed some of that gold foil in with the glue. I think I'm going to do that on these others, but I'm going to wait a little bit until they get tacky.
Yep. That's really pretty.
Oh, there goes some more beads. I need a few over here just to tie this in with this end bit so it doesn't look like it's out of place. The beautiful baby digital kit.
Baby.
I'm not sure who does baby kits.
Kaisercraft do a really good baby kit. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Just get this one out of the way because it's still wet. This is my random baby stuff. Nope, nope, nope. Where's this one got? I don't know where that one's from.
Marie! Hey, DM.
Hi, DM. No, none of them have got. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Kaisercraft. So they do a boy and a girl one. This is here. I don't know if they still make it though. It's called Peekaboo Girl Kaisercraft, and they have a Peekaboo Boy one as well. Tunda. So look it up online. You might still be able to get it, but it has some really pretty images in it, and that it has the month cards and the weight card and goals and all that sort of stuff in it. So that's the one that I have that I liked the best. No, we are professional and we are being very serious here, Demi. There's no fun. No fun? No.
Judy. I imagine they probably don't.
We call them bum bags here, not fanny packs, because your fanny is your front bum.
That's hilarious.
Deep. I don't have a deep bone left in my body, I'm afraid. Superficial and fun, that's me. No, I'm just joking.
Ooh, I like that. I'm going to put some here. Oh, sure. Now it wants to clog up on me. It was like volcanoing a few minutes ago. glue, Jen. Have a little glue.
I'm sure you are, Lindy.
Oh, what are you guys doing? Chase, chase, chase.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Got a tickle.
Uh-oh. Hi, Kiki.
Both Patty, I sell a lot of cards, and all of my friends get homemade cards for their birthdays and Christmas. And some of my family that deserve it, they get some. They don't appreciate it as much.
Yes.
Hello. Hello. How are you? What do you want?
Okay, I'm going to mute myself for a second. That's my mom, so she wouldn't call me twice if she didn't need to.
Hi, Mom. Do you like my pin cushion? Just to be random. Isn't he cute? Isn't he the cutest? I need a piece of paper. A random piece of paper.
I forgot something at the store.
I was just writing a note.
She's like, did you get blah, blah, blah? And I was like, oh, shit, I forgot. I'm sorry.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, use your accent word. Probably not in the correct context.
You're welcome, Tunda. I hope you find something. There are lots of digital ones out there that you can print yourself, but that was really, really cool. It had title pages like looked like a birth certificate title page, and it had a family tree page. It had lots of different really cool stuff in it. She never behaves. She's a bad influence. Bad influence.
So I've been educating us on the uses of the word shit in Australia. And I just don't think I used it correctly.
No, you had no idea how to use the word properly.
Ooh, it's looking fun.
Oh, I just stuck my arm in the glitter. Oh, for goodness sake.
There you go, Di.
Beautiful. Let me go full screen here.
Full screen ahead.
Solar. Oh, wow, that's so pretty. That would make a really good treasure box. Now it needs a sarcophagus inside.
Right? It's blank. Very white blank even. But yeah. So that's it. You're cutting me, Jen.
Glenda. Takes a whole new meaning to the word lip reading.
It's
Over
even
here
better
we
when you're
call
sitting in the car and that's the only view of them that you have.
We call it camel toe over here.
Same here.
Yeah. No, that looks really good. Now we want to see a whole journal around that. An Egyptian journal.
I'll add it to the list. There's a whole bunch I have to make already. I like the way that the beads piled up on each other. So it kind of looks like jewels.
No, I need to educate you, DME. Sorry, what's her name again? I've forgotten.
Dawn Marie.
Right. If he's hot shit, he's got tickets on himself. If he's shit hot, he's really good. That's
What? Okay, explain to me. What does tickets on oneself mean?
that means he loves himself more than
well,
he loves anybody else. That's tickets on himself. Yep. That's the same as hot shit.
Okay, that's kind of the same thing we mean here.
Yeah.
Because usually it's termed as sarcastic when we're saying it.
That's it.
I don't think I've ever heard the other the backwards reference. Not backwards, but just the other way around.
Yes, it's got to be the right way around. You've got to have it in context.
I thought you were going to say incontinent.
There we go. There we go. Into the gutter we go. We always end up here. Why do we always end up here?
I don't know. Gives you new meaning to the word camel toe, I guess.
Oh, dear.
Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious. All right, people. I think I am done. I need to go and make lunch.
And I need to go to bed.
Formally greet my guests, which I didn't just wave past my craft room and with a shush motion.
You can just give them the link and they can watch it later and laugh at all of us Americans.
That's it. All righty. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming and watching the chaos again. Hopefully you learned something.
You're going to get off me?
Get off me. Get off me.
So you can show what you made. Teach your channel after all, my dear.
No, it's this is not my show. This is our show. So I made some cards in the background because I didn't have enough junk to keep up. This is how you can make pretty kintsugi, cheap and fast, with a bit of sticky tape holding the two pieces together and dumping glitter on it, then gluing it down. That's what I made. Show us what you made.
And I just have the envelope that's been gilded and gemmed up with glass beads.
Zhooshed. I really like those hinges. They're pretty cool.
And then just hinges, simple little, just dots of ink to create sort of the rivet effect. And I accented these rivets just to kind of tie the two together there on the back. So simple envelopes you can make with failed prints.
Failed prints. Don't throw those failed prints away.
Ta-da!
Thank you very much. They're available on my Ko-fi. See, I can be professional. And
Thanks,
anyway,
I'm off. Ladies.
Thank you very much for coming in. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Would love you to come back and leave a message. That would be great. Shows Facebook that we're actually doing something interesting over here. I'm so glad you were here too, Tunda. I haven't seen you for a while. What have you been doing? I'll get on to you later.
Woohoo.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Have a nice lunch. Bye,
Bye
everybody.
for now.